10th of November, just a couple of weeks away. And if you wish to help lead worship at the 11 o'clock hour, watch those announcements carefully. We're maybe in the sixth week of our annual pledge drive for the program, this time of 2020, for our coming program year. And we've been having testimony provided from folks in the congregation about how they walk among us at Christ Church. And we have Walker Wilsey with us this morning.
Thanks,
Walker.
Timothy. Good morning.
Good morning.
I have the pleasure of speaking to you on behalf of my family, which include my wife, Verena, and my children, Mary, Verena, Pearson, and Campbell, which when I did this the first round, Campbell informed me I didn't say her name out, so I made sure to say it this time. I wanted to talk about what this place means to me and our family, and it really has touched, I think, our family directly, which I'll let you know. I think there's this community here, and obviously I look to outreach. A little bit about us. My wife, Verena, I don't know how many generations been coming here, so she was pretty set here from the beginning. I grew up in Baltimore, also Episcopalian, and went to Episcopal High School and Swanee, so I know the liturgy. And when I moved to Nashville in 2002, I did not come to church right away. I was late 20s, and it wasn't until 2004 that something happened that brought me back to the church and brought me specifically here, and that was a date with who is now my wife. So she spoke about the church, and we talked about it. I was like, well, that sounds like a great place. And I should start doing that again. It was something I've been thinking about, but it got me to come. And I wanted to spend more time with her and be here on Sundays too. And ended up sticking around, and obviously the rest is sort of history. So there's a bit of matchmaker here at the church. As part of that too, but it's this place is really, it's everyone in the pews. And for us, it really distilled down. We had our children, who were twins, Mary and Pearson. And all of a sudden we were extremely loud, and we had lots of gear, and we were barely making it here. And so we sort of set up camp in the corner thinking we would not be a distraction. And what we really found is that little group really drew around us and pulled us up and kept us going. And to this day, they've really seen our kids grow, and we've seen them grow with their own families. And so that's really something that can't be replaced. And then out of that, too, came a relationship with a guy named Bill Koch, who I'm sure many of you know, asked me to start being involved in the Wayfarers, which I've been involved with now for I don't know how long. And that's probably my big ministry here that I'm involved with. And I would say what's really, from my perspective, it's, we have this community here, we have this building, but what it really comes down to with Wayfarers is it's an opportunity to connect with the other community that's here in Nashville, that's all around us, that doesn't have a tower being built for it, that are mostly really invisible. And I get to sit down with these men and women and see them for who they are, as I think God sees them. And to give them, we give them a card, we do things, but really it's just a chance to love them for where they are and who they are. And they feel that. And that really gives me more than I think I give them. And truly for that, that's what I'm probably most grateful for personally, to all of you, whether you know it or not, and your support here and your worship here, is that you allow that to happen and you allow that grace to go beyond these walls. So for that, I thank you.
Thank you, Walker. Much appreciated. You'll find pledge cards in your pews. There are also some out here in the pew rack across from the receptionist desk. For maybe 3 or 4 more weeks, we'll be making this call in the assembly, urging each of you to renew your pledge if you've been pledging, to make a pledge for the first time if you've given at Christ Church but not pledged, and if you're new to our life, just putting a stake in the ground and becoming part of this community that also, from time to time, makes matches and not, as was the case with Walker and Verena.